Oh man, hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Play Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday evening. And here we go with another one of these. So tonight we're going to be painting some Marvel Crisis Protocol. You heard what I said. Marvel Crisis Protocol. Why are we painting Marvel Crisis Protocol? I don't know. I just work here. We're we're just doing I'm in between projects, so I'm working on stuff in between projects, as you do. All right. So I'm in the Discord voice, if anyone wants to come hang. Otherwise, we're just going to have a super chill evening. We're working on we'll just say the less interesting sculpts right now. And I got Black Widow here. I got, yeah, hey, what's up? What's up, man? We got Dr. Otto Octavius, who actually is one of my favorite characters because my son's name is Octavius, but he's also very cool. We'll be working on him. Be working on Faker Bane. Faker Bane, his name is Crossbones or something. It's really kind of ridiculous. And then there's like Red Skull. He's a Red Skull. And we might do a little work here on Baron Zemo. So we might do that. We'll just see how many we get through before I get too tired and decide. Yeah, it is a cool Doc Ock model. I agree. Yeah. Let me see if I can get the chat to work. There we go. All right. So we're just going to work on these models until we either get bored or I get tired or we finish some. That's kind of what we're going for. I'm going to look at. It looks like Crossbones has a really boring outfit. Yeah. Yeah, he does. He has a super boring outfit. So let's get to work. let's work on Crossbones. He's pretty boring. He's Faker Bane. I'm Crossbones. Did some of his skin work there. And yeah, I think what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna do his mask first, and then we're going to kind of work on the rest of him. Because he's so like black and brown, and like I don't think people are gonna be deeply upset if I don't get Faker Bane here 100% comic accurate. I don't know if there's any like massive Crossbone fans about to hop in the chat. How dare you mess with Crossbones like that? Crossbones is the best character. Crossbones, guys. How many other fictional characters in the Marvel Universe are upset that Crossbones got a spot in the starter kit for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and and hundreds of other villains did not get considered? Was it because they just wanted is it because they just wanted some people to have an alternate Bane sculpt? Maybe that's why they did it. I don't know. Hop before you sleepy. Yeah. Really dogging this superhero range stuff. I don't know if you're dogging it or digging it. This was an answer to one of the War Boss Tay questions of the day. Reach into your closet of potential and talk about something that you bought that you never opened and what would make you open it. Well, in this case, terrain made me open it, okay? Don't take it personal, Marvel Crisis Protocol, but what really happened was I wanted to get a hold of some more Batman terrain for Batman because I like Batman, And this happens to have terrain that works great with Batman. Just look at this. Look at this little car here. Like you get little things that work great for Batman. So I was like, I'll paint these things for Batman. And then I had all these other models sitting in there, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll paint you too. Fine. And that's kind of how that whole thing went down. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Some of these things are brown and others are not. So let's do this. Not snake bite. We want wildwood. It's like the best color for this. It's Cygor brown. Cygor brown could work. Okay, you're digging it. Cool. Cool. Yeah, no worries, man. I'm super tired too. We're gonna see what kind of, what kind of host charisma I can put forward. Being so tired right now, probably not gonna be good. I don't know why I'm so damn tired, man. It's just a lot of shit at work that I'm taking care of, and helping out at home. Trying not to eat so much trash. I've been eating bad, man. That's one thing I need to, like, I've been, during this whole, lockdown thing, I've been working on, okay, like, kind of picking things, like, okay, here's another thing I need to fix about myself, and I've been slowly chipping away at these different things, and, not enough exercise was one, so I beefed up my exercise. I'm making sure to stay active every day. The other, some of the other things are, I need to be, I want to be more active with my 3-year-old. So I've been playing more games with my 3-year-old. I want to do more things for my house. So I've been active doing projects around my house. So there's all kinds of stuff like that I've been working on. And, one of the things, probably the biggest thing that I need to work on for self-improvement is I just eat like shit. Okay, that's the problem. I literally just sit there and just eat the worst things for me. And that's one of the things that I need to work on. Let's see. Oh man, MCP. Yeah, what's up, Chris? This all started, I cracked this open to get at that sweet terrain for Batman. And I'm like, let's just paint these. We might as well. Then we'll have a painted MCP kit. And then, my son and I may play it with him. I think I talked about that at one point, that my son wants to play because I got him a Venom miniature. So he may want to play MCP. We'll try it out. I've been doing not a lot of cardio, but I've been doing regular cardio. But what I really need to do is really just stop eating garbage. That's really my thing. Gotta stop eating garbage. I still love my boba. So I'm still going to eat boba. Let's just be real. I still love donuts and cookies and baked goods. And yeah, see, there's the problem. We just slid right into the problem. I like to eat trash all the time. That's my problem. And, with bouncing around, working in an office and then coming home and working from home, and all that, it makes me hungry multiple times a day. But instead of reaching for something good, I just reach for trash. I just reach for more trash, and that's a problem. So, okay, Crossbones. Is anyone objecting to my somewhat careless treatment of Crossbones? People aren't gonna go, it's not comic accurate Crossbones. Guys, Crossbones has He doesn't have brown boots, he has black boots, guys. Crossbones. People, have you tried liquid diet? I know they're... I've actually, I think I've tried that. I tried a liquid diet a long time ago. It's, I mean, it's okay. You want to know the last time I really did well and lost a bunch of weight was when we bought this house and it had textured ceilings, right? It had popcorn texture on the ceilings. And instead of paying a crew to come in and scrape the ceilings and repaint the house, I set aside an entire week. Was it an entire week? It was 2 weekends. I set aside 2 weekends and I did the whole thing myself. I scraped all the ceilings myself. They do look like trash. I mean, it wasn't the best job. I still need to go and clean up areas, but I did all the ceilings myself, and then I repainted the whole house by myself. So and I did that during the summer. It was the summer that my wife was pregnant with our second child, and I bought this house. And as soon as I got the keys, I just went at it because it was like she didn't like the popcorn ceilings, and neither do I. But and so it was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And the realtor was like, you shouldn't do that by yourself. You could die. And she was right. I could have died. Like, it was so bad that I would just literally, I was basically in a completely like sealed up plastic suit to, why did I do that? To scrape the ceilings, and then, and it was in the middle of summer, and I was scraping these ceilings, and it would just be like, sweating it out in a plastic bag, and I would get so hot and so tired that I wouldn't be hungry. So I didn't eat. I'm not saying this is the best way to lose weight, guys. This is how I lost weight the last time I lost a bunch of weight, was doing this. And yeah, I felt like I was just gonna die. I would just sit there. I would sit in this house before there was any furniture in it, and after I was done scraping everything, I would just sit, like, strip down, jump in the shower, and then just soak myself in the shower, get all cleaned up. Because I didn't want to bring any of that, the ceiling scrapings and that kind of stuff, home with me. I didn't want to bring that home to my pregnant wife, so I did all that here. It was basically like a clean room environment, and I would go in, change all my clothes, put on a set of plastic coveralls, do the scraping, do the painting, and then do the same thing when I left. Was strip all the way back down, take another shower, and it was just brutal. Like, that was not good times. But the good news is the place was painted and ready for when we did move in here, and that was a huge load off our shoulders, right? That was a huge weight off of our shoulders. So that was cool. All right, we'll bounce around on some of these models. Okay, complaint with MCP. Here we go. We're going to start bitching immediately. First off, I do like this sculpt. I do like Black Widow. It's a decent sculpt. I do think, though, with how kind of chunky these models are, look at the thickness. See, she kind of thick. With these models, the details, the facial details, are kind of poor. I was expecting better from plastic models. I mean, to the point where this is Captain Marvel, and you can see her face. I had to freehand like most of that. She looks kind of like Annie Lennox. You know, I didn't realize how much of the face I had to freehand until I started painting the miniature, and I'm like, wait, there's not much here. This is like painting Relic Knights all over again. Because those models had no detail on the face. And these models have, I mean, they have detail on their faces, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. I was kind of hoping for a little bit better detail than what we got out of the faces. That said, I mean, look at this model. This is a really cool Black Widow model. And I was able to make her look fierce or characterful on the face. But I don't know. I mean, I need to learn how to play this game. I do want to try it out at some point. So Chris will probably, I may ask you to take me through one of these games. Or I could just, you know, read it myself. Cantle tilt. Yeah. Well, if I show you Captain Marvel, when I originally painted her in, she had a negative cantle tilt, and it bothered me. So I went in and freehanded it back up. And when I looked at the packaging, she had, you know, she also had a positive cantle tilt, but it appears to be painted in. A lot of her face appears to be painted in, and for some reason it feels like she got a slightly better deal on the yeah, the rules are super simple, right? You did explain that to me, so maybe I don't need a tutorial. I may not need a demo, but it's always easier. I watched some of what's it called? I watched some of Ash's stuff when the game first came out, so there's cool stuff there. This is a very simple model, color scheme wise. Little Natasha Romanoff action here. But yeah, so she'll be done. She'll be done nice and quick. I did not have to paint like eyebrows and all that kind of stuff. What's going on there? Hold on one sec, guys. I need to... What is this? Why is there just this weird... That is so weird. If you want to try a game this week, I still have several Guardians of the Galaxy I need to build. Me. I mentioned I was in Project Limbo at the start. I did. Oh, I guess I did. I don't know. I don't know that if we get a game this week, I don't know that I want to spend it playing this. It just doesn't seem like a good use of our time. I'd rather be playing Batman. You know, I could figure out how to play this, and I'll play it with my son. But yeah, right now, project-wise, I'm pretty wide open. I took the last 2 nights not painting, and that was weird. That was weird. Sunday night, I had to force myself not to paint. You know, I was like looking at my table. It was in the evening, and I was like, you know, I should, you know, I could throw something on the table and paint it. And I was like, nah, I need to, I really need to, you know, paint I need to give myself an actual break here. So, whoa. So I decided not to paint anything Sunday night. And that was, like I said, it was weird. It was like, it felt like a slight addiction. Like, okay, what do I do now? And I figured out something I could do when I'm not painting. It's this crazy thing. It's called sleep. You can sleep when you're not painting. I know, very strange. Am I? Okay, that's right. It looks like she has her outfit's a little bit open here on the bottom. Is cool, right? So yeah, I slept. That's what I did. Slept Sunday night. Then last night, well, yesterday during the day, I built that terrain. I painted some of that terrain during the day. It's definitely not the best jobs. I just really kind of slapped that together. And then I talked myself out of streaming again last night, again in favor of sleep, thinking, hey, I'll be super rested by Tuesday night so that when I do actually stream again, I'll be nice and fresh. Nah, it don't work that way. At least not for me. I have to, I guess I have to be back in that regular rhythm that I was at, during the July painting challenge, where it's like, okay, just flip the camera on, not a big deal. And things went a lot smoother. It just felt more natural, I suppose. I don't understand what this band is even for here. One other weird thing I would point out about these MCP minis is, well, one, they're kind of chunky, which isn't the end of the world. Their poses are a lot more realistic. And they're not, the night model stuff is like super exaggerated, whereas these poses are a lot, they're a lot more realistic, and the body proportions are better and that kind of thing. But it's just, I don't know, I don't know that I like that in the superhero game. They seem a little underwhelming to me. But I can see, someone wanting to enjoy and collect, especially Marvel fans. They're going to want to enjoy and collect this series of minis. Which is weird because I grew up reading Marvel comics, not DC comics, but I'm just not as into these. I think it's because I'm really used to those night sculpts that, for all of their misgivings and assembly and miscasts and everything else that they got going, weird how to put those models together. They are still, I guess I'm just used to them. Who knows? Maybe I paint through these and I'm like, no, these are super cool. I had such a good time painting them. That could be a thing. So we'll start on Black Widow, since she's from a design standpoint, she's going to be the easiest one to paint. Just ain't much to her costume design. You see with MCP or the card collections building, not a huge fan of deck building. That makes sense. I really, based on everything that you told me about this game and based on watching some playthroughs and stuff, it just, to me, this doesn't look like a game that is going to stick for me. It's going to be like a, but what I'm hoping, though, is that my son and I enjoy it enough to where we play it, right? And I can keep it in one box, and every now and then we can buy a character that he likes, or a character that I really want to paint, and we just do that, right? And it just becomes like Rumble Slam or Relic Blade is to us currently, which is like, yeah, it's just one of the many things that we set aside and play when we're bored. You know, we also play Zombicide, Super Dungeon Explorer. We play Rail Raiders. Yes, my son likes Rail Raiders. It would make sense that a 6-year-old would like Rail Raiders. But he likes Rail Raiders, and he also hated Dragon Tides. He loved the miniatures for that game, hated the game, which is saying something because he's 6 years old. And if he's 6 years old and does not like your game, yeah, it's time to rethink. Time to rethink your game a bit. Just saying. So Dragon Tide he did not like, even though he really liked the miniatures. So you can see I thinned down the Templar, the Black Templar, so that I can apply this in layers and kind of build the colors and the shadows that I want. The studio painting also is fairly bland. It's obviously it's excellent display level painting. It's painting that I'll never be able to replicate, but it's also kind of bland. So, you know, since this is really just a super low priority, you know, time filler for me, I can mess around with these models a little bit more and try to get them to look the way I want them to look. Hey, what's up, Sean? All right. I do like this Black Widow sculpt, I will say that. It's really nice. It's just a good sculpt. I don't know. Sue me. Just a good sculpt. Alright. Speaking of black, this dude is almost entirely black. Faker Bane. Faker Bane. I have never heard of Crossbones. I don't know who Crossbones is. Why does my chat keep dropping? You guys seeing that? It just drops. Well, try that again. There we go. They do comic book painting. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, it's Faker Bane. His name is Crossbones. Like, I don't even understand. They're like, we need someone to be Bane. Bone? Crossbones. Yeah, we can't just name a guy Bone, even though that would be the funniest damn thing if Marvel straight up ripped off Bane and called their character Bone. I think I would be more of a Marvel fan if they did something that stupid. Oh, I forgot Red Skull also. Primarily black, so I can paint Red Skull as well. Came across some models on Etsy, and they are pinup models. Of what? They're just regular pinup models? Are you interested in that stuff that Michael from Fantasy World Games is making? He's making the like pinup Guild Ball models if you wanted to paint those. I guess I should check in with him and see how those are going. I mean, he did break my grace doing that, So I better get something out of it. Guarantee you'll find some obscure D-lit character named Bone. I think so. Needs to be a Marvel character that looks exactly like this, though. Just for the lulz. You'd be interested? Okay. Yeah, he was supposed to. He borrowed all of my female miniatures, and I wasn't going to give him Grace. And somebody was like, "Nah, give him Grace. I want to see Grace as a." So I gave him Grace, the resin Grace with the daggers sticking out on either end. And there's those little flimsy resin daggers that I knew would break the minute I got that model. But sure enough, you know, I lent him the models and then they broke. So, you know, I don't necessarily blame him for that. That was an inevitability as I saw it. All right. Red Skull. Red Skull's outfit literally, well, it's actually dark blue. All right, I got plans. Okay. Red Skull. And then I was going to do something fancy for Ultron and Iron Man, but it turned out to not be that fancy. All right. I think with his blue, I think the best way to do that would actually be to use Leviathan blue and then shade it down. If I can find it. Gotta confess, I've only seen the first Avengers film, and that was the most recent superhero. Dude, I watch almost no superhero films. My wife watches them. I got off that train early. I was like, man, I grew up reading the comics, and I liked the comics, and they're fine. I didn't necessarily need to see the movies. I did watch the first Avengers movie. I also watched the first Captain America movie, the first Thor movie, but I haven't like really watched those. Like I haven't been into those movies. I will tell you what I am into, like what I've been watching most recently. Should be no surprise to any of you, but I have been watching Doom Patrol on the DC series Doom Patrol, and I'm enjoying it. I'm liking Doom Patrol, and I'm like really into the characters, and it looks great, and it's pretty good so far. Oh, cool! You put up the pinup model. Okay, cool. I'll have a look. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking to buy more miniatures, but at the same time, painting is very fun. So I think for a while, I'm going to keep my projects a little bit loose until, you know, we start seeing some more commissions and stuff come in. It's always kind of feast or famine too. It's like sometimes I'll go, oh, okay, you know, I'm not gonna do any of my stuff for a while because I'm expecting commissions to come in or whatever, and I'm gonna be busy at work. I'm gonna be doing all this other stuff. And then, you know, while I'm bored sitting around, I'll be like, oh, let's order this model. let's order this new team, that kind of thing. I like talk myself into new things that I need, quote unquote, and I don't really need them. And then, then the commission comes in, and the same day, whatever it was that I decided to order will show up. $6 models. Okay, you have my attention, sir. I'll come. Let me get this color down, and I'll have a look. We can have a look together, folks. I'll pull it up on our screen here, and we can have a look together. Since we're gonna go Red Skull here. Is he holding the Tesseract? Let's see. If you need commissions, you can always fix that. Well, I'll put it back on you, Chris. I'm fairly open right now, so if there's something you want, let me know. We'll make it happen. Not a big deal. I'll probably finish painting this MCP first, but that's really not a setback. But yeah, that's totally on you. If you want something done, just let me know. Pretty open at the moment. Okay. He is literally just the one color, but it's a very, very dark Prussian blue. So I'll get this down, and then we'll hop over into the Discord. Actually, I'll just open up the link and put that in. All right. So, oh, the Rats Ninja. It's weird. You see my chat window? It's like killing all the messages. Hopefully it popped back up. Okay, let's go. Let's open up a window here. Let's go to the Discord. Oh, these are interesting. Dwarven. It's a Dwarven beauty. All right, let's have a look. It's Dwarven pinup, and then there's a these are interesting. Yeah, there's a couple of them. Oh, there's a cool scrap golem. Cool. There's an orc pinup. There's a. Okay, hold on. Let's open up a window here. Yeah. So let's open up that. All right. So here's the dwarf pinup model. I like that she's kind of the bar maiden type thing. You know, it's great for brewers if you're going to use her for Guild Ball. I mean, at least from the render, it looks like a good sculpt. No idea what what the actual cast looks like. Here's a picture of one painted. That looks like that's the other dwarf pinup model. And I don't know, the paint job is a little on the glossy side, but it looks like the quality is pretty good. For $6, you can't really go wrong there. And then this guy has other stuff. So he's got this orc one. I just saw this orc one on one of the Facebook groups. Somebody posted this orc one. It's pretty decent sculpt. They're good sculpts. We looked at that dwarf one. Here's a cool, just like a female fighter. That's a pretty cool one. A lot of D&D groups around here probably wouldn't be. They probably wouldn't be that cool with it. Let's see. You might scared Marshy. A new via taxi. What? Return of the what? What? True Dwarven grooms a beard. The resin looks like moon cheese. Fair enough. You get like a dryad pinup. That's actually a fantastic model. That's a cool looking model. Here's a painted example. Ooh, look at this one. Someone did a fancy. They did like an evil one. That's a cool model. I normally don't buy one-off minis unless they're like I really, really love the theme or I have some use for them. Like if I was going to use one of these as a proxy for something else, then probably you get a Satyr Tribe. Those are kind of nice. Like these are good. They're good sculpts. That's a cool sculpt. Painting that bang mouth, that's going to be a nightmare. This is kind of a cool, I don't know, I always think of Morrigan, or I always think of the Reaper Sophie model. Great pose. That's actually a really nice model. That's probably my favorite of all of these so far. And then you get a lizard lady. Okay, I really like this one too. This one is definitely up there. I like that one a lot, actually. The lizard one, that's a cool one. All right. Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, let's go back to the painting here, and let's. I have to. Oh, okay. All right. There's a bunch of chats that didn't show up on here. My group would be fine with these models because we aren't worried about offending people. That's cool. That's good. I mean, that's what's important, right? Make sure everybody in the group is cool with it. They're meant to be numerals of the Star Wars trilogy. I lost something in there. Okay. They have some dragons. Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, look pretty cool. I don't know. Looks interesting. All right. Let's go ahead and do the next layer here on Black Widow. So you guys know how I do this, right? It's literally just you just keep pushing it down so that you're just pushing shadows down. That's it. The model will decide for itself what it will keep and what it won't. These kits are fairly easy to build. Definitely easy to build compared to Malifaux. The one thing that I'll keep pointing out though is that every kit, no matter what you're building, they will come up with something weird and small that you have to glue on. But it's usually only one thing. Usually only have one little bit that's just, why did they do that? In the case of this model, it was just this little gun holster here, which it actually this does make sense to me why they made that a separate little piece that you glue on. But a lot of these other ones, they're like hip pads or things that are so small that they probably could have been just integrated in one piece. Contrast paints reviews. Yeah, reusing contrast paints. Sometimes I use them entirely, like on the model. Other times I use them as like a starting point. Other times I use them to airbrush. I use them for all kinds of stuff, like different steps of the model, because it's basically contrast paint is basically a highly toned glaze, and you can kind of treat it like that. It can be fairly unforgiving. Contrast paints can be fairly unforgiving if you don't color within the lines, it can be a problem. All right. I mean, that's pretty simple. If you're going to do something like black, right, and I'm just pushing shadows down, it's going to dry real easy. This guy here may not even need much of a second coat because I kind of have him where we want him. But contrast paints for stuff like superhero models is generally a pretty good idea, just because it's a lot more rounded edges and you're just trying to get shadows down. You don't need like crazy high, high edge highlighting on these. You just need good tones and good shades. Rocket's jaw needing to be glued on. What the hell? Did you remember to put the cube on Red Skull's hands? You tossed mine in the Is he supposed to have a second cube? I know he had 2 cubes, but that's what he had there. You can see the chat on my window is frozen on my my XSplit window. So what's up, David O'Connell? Man, I have the weirdest thing on my screen right now, and it's just, hold on. Is there a way I can move it? It's so dumb. How do I remove that? There's this weird thing that's sitting there right where my chat is, and so the chat on the bottom has a stupid thing like stuck on it, and I don't want to rebuild the window. Okay. You're good. They give you duplicate cubes. Okay. I love some of the characters' heads being 3 pieces. I love the AMG sculpts. Sometimes they make odd decisions. Yeah. You'll see, like, Ultron has some weird pieces on him. This guy here, the only weird thing they had was the knife. You just glue the knife in up top. But nothing too terrible. Alright. Red Skull here is almost dry. Let's do, so we gotta do the Tesseract. And I guess the easiest way to do this would be we're gonna need some like really thin blues to do this. Where's my thinner medium? Where is that thinner medium? I'm telling you, I just had it here. Can never find anything that I need. There it is. Okay. Hey, Octave, been a while. Oh, hey, what's up, David? Yeah, long time no see, man. How you been? Yeah, this was actually a side effect of me wanting to use the terrain that was in the box. So we can blame that. All right. So I'm going to stick a very light blue glaze here. So we're going to start with a light blue glaze, and then we're going to work our way down, like we always do. All right, so So right now he's going to start off looking like he's holding an ice cube. Ice cube. Not for the pop charts. Alright. We'll let that dry. Let's get the... So we're going to throw some black kind of shading. And I'm going to shade the entire model and kind of push this down. Because he's Red Skull, right? Makes sense to me. Make this look like a very, very dark blue. Now, you might be thinking, well, why did I do that with this when I could have just went full strength Leviathan blue? Well, it actually, Leviathan blue is a pretty terrible contrast paint if you use it by itself. So but as a tone, it's actually kind of nice. You can use it for denim. You can use it, in this case, I'm going for like a uniform blue that's almost a black. And you absolutely have to thin Leviathan blue to get it to do anything that you want it to do. Same goes for Shyish purple. Like it's a very difficult color to work with. It's just unreasonable most of the time. All right, let's get some Basilicanum gray down on the. Oh wait, before I even do that, I want to do brick. Should it be nice new brick or older brick? $2020 and all that. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I come into my office on Monday, and my boss calls me, and he says, "Octave, where you at?" Right? And I had heard one of the other managers called me earlier in the morning, and he was like, "Octave, did you hear the rumor?" I'm like, "What rumor?" There's been a positive in your building. I'm like, God, son of a, right? So there's a positive. There was a positive in the building that I work in. So I needed to get that confirmed. I can't just send everybody home, that kind of thing. But I ended up getting it confirmed, and then my boss is calling me. He's like, yeah, we got it confirmed. And I said, okay, I'm sending my guys home. They're going to clean the facility. I had a 3 o'clock meeting that I had that they wanted me to attend in person. This is a meeting with with 3 of our executives and our general manager. And my boss is like, he's like, you shouldn't go to that. It's like, okay, I won't go to that. So I called into that meeting in the afternoon, and by that time, everybody in the company had known what happened. It was apparently there was one confirmed positive, and then another person that was symptomatic. We do extensive contact tracing at work, so we were able to determine that we didn't interact with any of these people, and I didn't even know who these employees were. They work in another department, so that was cool. And I had already been sending people home early for the most part, because it's like, we're not. It's already a risk going into work, so we're not going to. I'm not going to just make you guys sit around and collect hours. Let's do what we need to do. I'm a very pragmatic boss. I'm very results oriented as a leader. I don't, it's up to you how you get there. My job is to tell you where I need you to be, and you figure out how to get there, right? So that's how I work with my team. I tell them, okay, in the morning we have our huddle up, and I say, okay, I need you to be here. I need you to be here. I need you to be here by this time, by this day. get me there, and that's and anything in between, don't sweat that. Like, I don't need you to be worried about that too much. So we've been operating that way for some time. Plus, I'd figured out, how I could manage my department from my cell phone. So these are so it was pretty easy for us to just kind of roll with that. Bail that day, let them do the cleaning, and then we were back to work yesterday or today. But even today, I was like, okay, we're still working an abbreviated schedule. Do what you have to do, and then GTFO. That's how I've been treating that's been our entire strategy since March, and it's worked very well. And my guys feel safe. They feel supported. We're still getting a lot of work done. My boss tells me that I'm not. It's not that I'm surviving right now. I'm actually thriving because I'm able to accomplish a bit more right now, which is interesting. Just because of the new way that I can manage my department. So yeah, I mean it sucks, but it's also we're just very fortunate to be working in a company that is very flexible and takes care of their employees. So pretty happy with it overall. With that, that experience is about as well as it could have happened. I know that something like that happens in a lot of other companies or outfits. It's not so good, right? Other companies, they don't have the ability to do what we do. So yeah, overall, pretty pleased with that. Look at that, we're gonna get 3 of these done. All right, let's move over to Dr. Otto Octavius. I love this guy. I love Dr. Otto Octavius. He's just awesome. So he has red goggles with black frames in the art. But Dr. Octopus always had orange. He always had orange and blue goggles in the comic book. But red and black looks okay, I guess. Healthy and productive workers are, yeah. Oh, thanks, Sean. Yeah, it's good to be able to keep morale up, and and just be very very practical with my people, and why it would be really stupid for me to just sit here and go, hey guys, the rest of this stuff we could do from a computer at home or even a cell phone. Why should I make them sit in an office, potentially exposing themselves and putting people's health at risk? So I've implemented that, and then I've also implemented remote learning on Fridays, aka gaming on Fridays. You local guys, we game on Fridays. but yeah, I like to, so that Fridays is our goal is to get done with all of our major on-site stuff that we need to take care of by Thursday, so that Friday can just be a remote working day. It works doubly for me too, because for whatever reason, you get a lot of bored executives on Fridays, and so they like to call me and ask me questions on Fridays. But also, we like to game on Fridays for you locals. We should be gaming on Fridays more. Anyways, Doc Ock's been announced as the Spider Foes. Yeah, Doc Ock is pretty awesome. You can't really tell on camera, but I did use some color shift paints on his arms, just because that was funny to me. I just like excuses to put color shift paints down. So Chris, I'm assuming you don't have to do jury duty. You're no longer dealing with that. Am I right? Wait. Okay. Let us see. Trying to see like what parts are yellow. That, and that. And then you got a silver belt. And then the rest of it's like that kind of a pea soupy green. Gotcha. Okay. You're done with jury duty. Sweet. Doc Ock, for a lot of reasons, has always been one of my favorite Spidey villains. So let's get this blocked out. My sister recently got online jury duty. You could do jury duty online? I don't think California does that. Wait. Dr. Octopus. He is rather cool. I think that he was rocking the fatness very early on. Right? It's not part of his superpower. He's just fat. And he's not fat. He's definitely not fat. He just has the belly. He just has a massive gut. Like, look at his arms. His arms are huge. His legs are like tree trunks. This guy is not out of shape, man. Don't be fat shaming Doc Ock, man. Doc Ock is totally fine. We love at any size, Doc Ock. But I just love how he's just sort of fat, and it's not like he's the Blob. You don't need, it's not part of his supervillain identity or anything. He's just a big dude. Like I don't know. He enjoys his calzone. I don't know. Just Doc Ock's team will have Venom, Green Goblin, Carnage, Kingpin, and Mysterio. I need all of those. Green Goblin's the lead. Oh my god, I need... it's not Sinister Six with Kraven, Vulture, Green Goblin. I think Doc Ock is on Sinister Six. I am like a longtime Spider-Man fan, so and I do really like I do really like Green Goblin and Hobgoblin. I do have I do own a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 39. I also own the later issues, Death of Green Goblin 2. I have first appearance Hobgoblin, which was like 245, I think. So I have those in a comic book collection. Crushing the sign on the base. But yeah, I do. Yeah, I am a fan of Spider-Man from back in the day, and I do have a reasonably respectable collection of Spider-Man comics that I've held on to, that I'm going to, will to my kids at some point. So it's Norman Osborn, classic Green Goblin. Sweet. And Mysterio, my God, I love Mysterio. Damn it. Are you guys telling me I might actually have to collect this game? Damn it. Should never started painting. It wasn't worth the stop signs and the Daily Bugle. I should have left it in the box. Oh, Kingpin has his Matt Murdock attorney sign. Sweet! That's pretty damn cool. How do you guys feel about those X-Men sculpts? I was just sort of about them. Maybe it might be because there weren't really the X-Men that I wanted to see more of. I'm sure I would get more hype, if we start seeing, like, if we saw, like, Sunfire, Banshee. I want to see some of those X-Men. Sunfire, Banshee, both versions of Psylocke would be dope. Long Shot, come on. Gotta have Long Shot. That's what I want to see. Alright. Let's get some of this green down. So I'm going to start with the Plague Bearer Flesh. When you're working with contrast paints, yeah, you work in reverse. You put the lighter color down first, and then you shade down the darker color. You like the Beast? See, I was underwhelmed by that. I don't know. I like the idea of his pose where he's hanging on the thing. That was cool. It just, I don't know what it is about these models. They just feel a little underwhelming to me. Pose-wise. They're super high quality. Like, they're great miniatures. You could see here, like, they're good. They're really good miniatures. But I don't know. I do love Doc Ock because he's in that Eric B pose that I love. Anytime you get bad guys in a b-boy stance like that, you gotta love that. Yeah, long shot. Long shot. I would love to see long shot, Dazzler. Oh my god. There's some cool. I really want to see more B Squad stuff. Everybody wants to see Rogue, obviously. Yes, I would love to see Rogue too. Rogue, Gambit, all that stuff would be cool. But yeah, OG OG Psylocke would be pretty sick, in my opinion. All right, let that layer dry. I'm gonna get a little more. All right, just kind of blend some of the Tesseract colors in there. You want a mohawk for? Oh yeah, with if they had like the what do they? I forget the name of that. Calypso and you know the underground crew that Storm ends up leading, and then she becomes leader of the X-Men with the Mohawk. That was a sick Storm. Um, yeah, 80s Dazzler. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. That would be sick. Would love to see that. Come on, I would. Thunderbird would still want to see Thunderbird. Thunderbird Banshee. You could have Havoc. Um, obviously, Nightcrawler. We're forgetting Kurt. You can't forget Kurt. You got to have Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Colossus. You got to have that crew. And you got to have, yeah, the Morlocks. So you got to have Angel and Archangel. Damn it, this game is going to be fun to collect. The minute I'm done painting Crossbones. Once Crossbones is done, I can finally say, oh, finally. Finally, I got Crossbones. I couldn't wait. That was sarcasm. No one gives a shit about Crossbones, okay? I don't understand. Crossbones end up in the starter. I don't see, like, die-hard Crossbones fans out there. Oh, yeah, you gotta have... Yeah, if you're gonna do Power Man and Iron Fist, for sure, man. But yeah, just you know, a big X-Men roster would be fun. I just think like a model of Sunfire would be super fun to paint. Period. Um, did not get much output out of his boots here. All right. So let's take the green down another tone. Iceman, yeah, Iceman would be super fun to paint. Speaking of that style of painting, man, when is CQ gonna get Prism? Prism Crimson Ice Edition. Like, I need that to happen soon because I really want that miniature. I really want that, and I really want Judgmental Uncle Tawu. And I don't even know the next time we're going to play Arstat. It's going to be a while. But I still want those minis. I wonder if they'll do a Sentinel. Maybe. Forge World will make a $700 Sentinel. Fantastic Four. Huh? I don't know. I don't know anything about this game, so I don't know, you know, what some of the thinking might be there. Yeah, that's a very intense green, so we're gonna back that off a bit. Got me into Batman. Arstat might be a year. Well, the thing with Arstat, frankly, is I'm good playing that once a year. It doesn't have to be, I don't know. Arstat is just this fun little, kind of like this boutique game that is good for what it's good for. It's like, you know, we got an hour to kill and I happen to have that case in my car. Let's play a game. It's not a, oh man, you know, we really need to spend the greater part of today playing Arstat. I just don't see that really happening. Because Arstat it's a decent one-off game, but it's like it's not ever going to be. I don't see it as ever being like, oh my gosh, this is my main game. I play Arstat and I don't need anything else in my life. Said no actual miniature gamer ever, because Arstat it's a filler game. You know, it's like a Arena Rex. Arena Rex is a filler game. You don't need to be playing Arena Rex every day of your life. Oh, you found the missing ninja. Okay, cool, nice. Yeah, I'll paint it. Sounds good, dude. Nice. Well, congratulations on finding that ninja model. And I guess that means, yes, I'll get to expand my league out a little bit. You're gonna force my hand to buy that Talia set. Oh, I love that. I was watching you set that up the other day. I'm like, I kind of need that. Batman is so frustrating from that sense, because you're like, I need that. Oh, I need that crew. I need that crew. And then you start playing your stuff, and you're like, honestly, I only need like 3 crews. But you still lie to yourself, and you're like, no, I need many crews. I am dying to play some Doom Patrol. Dying to play some Doom Patrol, man. The rules look so absolutely ridiculous for them. Crazy Jane her rules are ridiculous. But like in a good way. Her rules are ridiculous. I kind of had a problem with that when we were looking at the the personalities last time I did a stream. It was like, wait, these are too good. Like every personality is good. I get that, but there really weren't like there wasn't much in terms of drawbacks. Yeah, Tele Crew. I mean, I would run. I kind of have my Talia crew built. It's mainly you need Cheshire. Uh, you need Talia, Cheshire, and Lady Shiva, and then I gotta. Oh, you can't put Bronze Tiger in that list because your free agent spot is taken up by Cheshire. But you do need Cheshire in that list. I guess you flex it, right? Sometimes you may be like, let's play more of a beatdown list, and then maybe Cheshire comes out. Even though I love Cheshire so much, maybe she comes out a game, and then you play Bronze Tiger in that spot. Ugh, this is gonna cover like ass. So it's time to fix that. I wish Doom Patrol was in DC. Why didn't they multiverse Doom Patrol? I don't know. I just think maybe the power level would never quite match DC. I don't know. It's a fair question. I am really liking that series, by the way. So if you have the DC universe streaming, check out Doom Patrol. It's pretty good. I was like super happy. Brendan Fraser's in it, and Timothy Dalton. Pretty cool show. I'm just gonna base coat the boots here because the boots look too green. Can an enlightened scholar tell me who and what Ra's al Ghul is? I could give you the short version. Ra's al Ghul is he's basically this legendary mercenary turned warlord that established the League of Shadows, which is essentially it's a league of super assassins. He's also one of the most powerful Batman recurring villains. He's said to be immortal. He's like a physically superior human being. He's superior in terms of his intellect. One of the best, fighters, assassins known to man. And you guys can tell the rest of it, but yeah, essentially he's just the biggest, baddest dude. That's Liam Neeson, right? Played by Liam Neeson in the Dark Knight series. Yeah, he's just a freaking badass, basically. His daughter Talia al Ghul. You guys, he has Talia al Ghul and Nissa al Ghul, but Talia is much more prominent in the story. That's his daughter. She has a big affair with Batman. They have a kid together. I don't know. What else am I missing, guys? That's the gist of it. I'll let that dry for a second. I guess we can paint a little Baron Zemo. Should I? Oh, it's 11 o'clock, actually. I probably shouldn't. We'll just finish him. We'll let that dry for a minute. But yeah, Ra's al Ghul is a very powerful character. He's also kind of a shirtless wonder on the comic book side. And he also has his Lazarus Pit, which I believe he claims to draw his immortality from and his powers. I didn't know much at all about the Batman universe until I started playing the Batman miniatures game. Then I had basically Mark explain everything to me about the Batman universe, and then whatever Mark didn't know, Yvonne knew. So they could. So I had good source material. I had people explaining to me what was what, and then not a lot of people knew Doom Patrol, so I took that one on for myself and started watching the show. Their rules are so weird. You can't do the strange things happen rule. Doesn't quite work. It doesn't seem to be quite working the way I think it should work in 3rd edition. But very cool crew. It is the thing is I started watching the show, and because I looked at the sculpts and I'm like, not impressed, right? Just looking at the sculpts and the artwork for Doom Patrol, I was like, seems weird, whatever, right? Then I started watching it, watching the show, and then it was like, wait a minute, this is pretty damn cool, actually. And I started to get invested in the characters and all that jazz. So I got into the characters, and then when I started to read the rules, it was like, wow, every model is interesting. So to me, it was kind of like Watchmen again. You get the convenience of a crew that's already kind of decided for you. And they have very fun thematic rules. I love that you get the albino donkey, which was an objective in 2nd edition, and still, you could still kind of use it as an objective in 3rd. He brought back Jason Todd with the Lazarus Pit, right? Yes, that's true. Yeah, that was a Ra's al Ghul reference. But yeah, Doom Patrol is just going to be a weird thing that I'm going to want to play. I feel like I'm going to want to get a lot of play with Doom Patrol in Batman. Just because Crazy Jane is super fun. Honestly, the least fun member of that team is Robot Man, who is also the most straightforward, effective guy on that team. Negative Man's rules are super just odd. But again, I'm saying these as a compliment. It's just such a fun crew to be to put on the board. It's going to be very difficult to accomplish much with only 5 models. The other thing too, though, is their affiliation Batman. So you can take a Batman deck for Doom Patrol, which is kind of cool. And then the BMG Doom Patrol, I do not believe you can take Cyborg in, but you can take Beast Boy. But I don't even care to do that. I'm pretty happy with just what they got in the box. I feel like Jane could really decide the whole game for you in the first couple of turns. It's just going to depend on what personalities you get with Jane. They're also fun, and like I said, I blazed through them on that Saturday night, hoping to find a game Sunday, but nobody was around Sunday, which was kind of wah-wah. But be able to get in a game with Doom Patrol pretty soon. And my very poorly miscast Elastigirl. Okay. Are we dry yet on this thing? Not quite. I can't quite get that. Get the boots in. All right. Have a good night, Sean. Thanks for stopping in. We're actually going to wrap up pretty soon here too. We're gonna finish these 4, and then we'll paint some more. I'll show you guys. I just was messing around with Ultron, so I haven't done too much on Ultron yet. But I was playing around with the color shift paints. If he looks a little dusty, it's because I did actually spot a couple of areas with some primer. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that. There's 2 ways you could go about this model. You could go super clean and define every single little piece of armor and have it all highlighted a la Infinity style, or you could go this way, which is more color shift. And I haven't decided which way I want to go because that's just primed. I haven't done anything significant. I could totally just respray them black and go a different way. I think we're almost dry. Just need that yellow. I just need that light gray to dry so I could put the yellow down. And we're gonna get, oh, you know what I could do before I do that? Let's get his red goggles in. But yeah, no, here you could actually see on camera it's purple and it just kind of fades off to like a green or even a black on your screen. See, the red doesn't. It's okay. Just kind of let it fill up that space there. All right. The Captain America sculpt is a little on the odd side. Just his face feels scrunched to me. And then I'll show you guys what the weird thing I had to do with Captain Marvel. Because her facial details were weird. But I'm going to use this yellow on her hair. So we might as well break her out. Actually, I may not use this yellow. I may use Skeleton Horde. Give her more of a less cartoony blonde hair, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna examine her canthal tilt because I had to actively work on that. to get it. All right. I know my kids will have, my son will have fun messing around with these. And I did pick up a Venom for him, which was his favorite. I'm pretty sure his favorite Marvel character, period, is Venom. Which is good, because I can give him my first appearance Venom. He gets a little bigger. But I do want to show you a little bit of Captain Marvel here. Tomorrow night I will be on Twitch, because we're still, I don't know, maybe I'll be either here or on Twitch. I just don't know about Twitch, man. Alright. Okay, we'll scoot these guys over for a second, so you can see the weird face on Captain Marvel. I mean, she looks a little Asian to me. Tried to make, I guess I could even try to even out the eyes a little bit more, but it was basically freehand. Like I had to go in and make that happen, because there just wasn't a high level of detail in the eyes there. It wasn't very well sculpted in, so that I could just paint that, paint the eyes in. Where is... Here's my skeleton horde. Cannot find. For some reason, Captain Marvel was the hardest to assemble. Yeah, her arms were weird because it was like it wasn't totally clear from the instructions which arm went where. But for me, it's, I don't know, maybe I got a little bit of plastic cement on her face, but this is not a very detailed, ended up with not a very detailed face on mine. Alright, so we'll let this dry. Yeah, so she's gonna have more of like, natural blonde hair. Alright, we'll just see how that goes. Alright. But yeah, tomorrow night I'll be working on her. Probably her, Captain America, Spider-Man. Zemo's got such a weird color palette. I don't know. He may just be kind of a one-off. But Cap's face is kind of scrunched. And he's got a chin guard in this sculpt. And that I don't know. That might be the only person that... no. I'm not the only person that is bothered by that chin guard, that chin strap. It just looks weird. They shouldn't have done that. But whatever. Alright guys. Well, it is 11 o'clock. And we made some pretty good progress on MCP here. Models are off to a pretty good start. And we'll continue on working on these a little bit more tomorrow night. Again, either Twitch or here, same time tomorrow night. And hope to see you guys then. That's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.